Good morning, Facebook. I am still out here on the campsite. I'm getting up a little early right now. I'm about to get my fishing on, so I'm just getting my poles ready. Everybody else still sleeping, so we got I got the boys. They finally showed up. Um, Unfortunately, my buddy Crystal didn't show up, but she may be out here later on today. But we got all the boys. They still sleep right now, so I'm gonna try to get these poles set up so when they do wake up, that all we got to do is go to the lake and get our fish on. Hopefully, we can get out there early enough and catch. Early bird gets the worm. The early fisherman gets the fish, I guess. So that's what I'm doing now. Just get the pole together. We go out here. I didn't get to do no fishing earlier this week because didn't get to do no fishing yesterday because we had tornado watch yesterday, so tornado came through. We pulled our tents up and we actually slept in the shelter last night, which is right there. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. It's still dark. Can y'all see that? But we slept in the cabin last night. It got pretty dark. It got rained pretty bad, so the ground's wet. The first night we got invaded by raccoons. These some more gangster raccoons too. The raccoons they were working in the tandem. It was probably about 3 or 4 of them, and these raccoons were bold. They come right up to the campsite within like 3 feet of you and try to make off with your stuff. It's pretty funny, the campsite next to us. They're trying to run the raccoon off, and before it took off, it grabbed the bag of marshmallows and it tried to make out in the woods with the bag of marshmallows. What was even funnier was that the guy chased the raccoon down to get his marshmallows back, which he did. The raccoon did come off of him. I thought that was funny. That made my day. But yeah, now all I'm doing now is just about to put a hook. Everything on my Oh, what's up, bro? I didn't even see the. We over here in Tyler. We over here at Tyler State Park. So I'm gonna go to the lake over here. This will be my first time fishing over here. I haven't never been fishing over here before. I mess around too in my tackle box. Oh my gosh! I opened my tackle box up. Man, that thing smells so bad. I forgot to take my I forgot to take the bait that we had in there last time out. So it was just sitting there stinking. I was looking for my tackle box. I thought I left it over there, but actually didn't. So the bait that I had in here last time just been sitting in here rotten, stinking, something terrible. So, oh man, just get my pole right now. I would have been up earlier than this, man, but I was so tired yesterday. And then when the boys finally made it out to the campsite after the hurricane went down, then they hadn't watched Ant-Man and Wasp yet, so we was up watching that. I was in and out. The other day was up watching it. I was in and out sleep, but still that in and out sleep, I didn't get sound sleep till later. So, which is why I'm waking up this late. I'm normally up at 4 o'clock in the morning, like clockwork. In bed by 9:30. I'm up by 4 o'clock. And then, I get my day started after that. My philosophy, I read it somewhere when I was a kid. I'm sure it's a common saying. But early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So we get ready to go out here. And man, it came down pretty good. Man, this is a nice park. I would recommend anybody. I recommend anybody who like the outdoors. Even if you're not really an outdoors person, Tyler State Park is still a real good park. Cabins out here, and it's basically a hotel out. It's basically a hotel room out in the middle of the woods. I mean, you got all your amenities at home. Like I say, I can't wait to have a romantic night out here just to, because it's my first time being out to Tyler. I normally go to another park I like to go to. Normally, the one I like to go to is our Purtis Creek State Park. That's normally the one I normally like to go to. But I'm glad I did try this Tyler one because I think I like this one better now. Even though I still like Purtis because I still like to get my hike on. That exercise is good for you. And sometimes it's good to get exercise, that's not always in the confines of a gym. Sometimes you get bored, doing the same thing or the same atmosphere. Man, any of y'all been checking out my website? Y'all need to get y'all business names registered. Y'all got y'all company and y'all business ideas. Y'all make sure y'all go to my website and get that on paper. Y'all know the website, www.regionalitservices.com. Oh, man, I'm going to get up to here in a little bit. I don't know if the boys going to want to eat breakfast or go fishing first. Probably go fishing and then we eat breakfast when we come back. I'm just looking for a weight, trying not to find one that's too heavy. I think that's probably what I'm going to go with. It's probably about the right size. What y'all think? And they drove through here with the park police drove through here, and when they got the tornado warnings, and he basically said, "Hey, I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna announce everybody that the sirens are going off, but I'm gonna pretty much leave it to everybody, leave it up to the individual discretion if they want to stay, if they want to go. We're not gonna force nobody to leave," which was cool because the rain it blew right through here. I mean, we got hard storms. It came down hard, but it didn't come down hard that long. I think it went off here. I want to say it went off here. It rained real hard for about maybe 2 hours, and then after that, now we just dealing with the wetness. I actually wouldn't mind staying in the tent. I went and while it was raining yesterday, since we had to stay in the cabin, we went and picked up some air mattresses and slept inside the cabin. But man, I wouldn't mind having that air mattress for the inside of my tent because I think it would have fit. I bet you that would have been real comfortable. Boy, I tell you, we done got spoiled nowadays. And we done got spoiled these days now. You go camping, hunting, fishing, and we got to make a stop by a Walmart and rack up on our Martin supplies. Like, matter of fact, I was able to watch the basketball game over the internet while I was out here. So I watched Golden State. I just caught the last little tail end of it though, but I watched Golden State. Put that thing on Portland. Everybody's talking about, everybody act like they forgot, man, that Golden State was winning championships before Durant got there. So, everybody act like, Durant got hurt and, Golden State was on their way out. They forgot these boys was already going to championships before Durant showed up. Man, they making Portland just look completely outclassed, man. And I was really starting to jump on the Damian Lillard bandwagon, man, after that last series, how he did my boy Westbrook. But and it looked like he's gonna need a little bit more help, and he's gonna need a little bit more championship or playoff experience because Portland put that thing on him. Man, I tell you, boy, I'm the only one up. The rest of them, they still in there knocked out. But the boys finally showed up, so that's gonna be fun. We all get to go fishing and stuff like that. I think our ages are from. Let me see how the boys are. I want to say Connor's the oldest, and Connor's probably, I want to guess, probably about 10 years old, maybe 11, but I want to say 10. Man, he grows so fast. It seems like I remember when he was just a baby and could barely talk. Now I'm listening to him use these big words and, string these sentences together, sounding like a young man. It's amazing. And got his two brothers with him, and they're 9 and 6. So they really enjoyed watching that Ant-Man and Wasp yesterday. I tell you, it don't matter. It don't matter. Like, I'm a grown man, but I tell you, and I can speak on this for a lot of my friends as well. We grown men, but we still little boys at heart. I mean, we still enjoy doing. We still, even the stuff that we argue about, man. It's still like we little kids or something. I mean, it's like as men, you still be those same little boys at heart. You just get older and your toys get a little bit more expensive. But I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Even having even this even I say that far it goes as women too. I got all daughters, so I think I have a little better perspective on women than I did before I became a father of all daughters. But now that I'm a father of all daughters, one of the things I realize is that most women are just little girls at heart. How they like going on dates and going, to these balls or whatever events. They just want an excuse to play dress up, just like my little girls like to do when they were little kids. They like to get in their mom's clothes and, put on their dresses and put on their makeup and all of that good stuff. That's all a lot of these grown women are. They're little girls at heart too, you know. I think that's why people get old so quick. I think we forget that and we forget how to play, forget how to have fun, and we take everything too seriously. I read somewhere that we are born knowing what we want to be, knowing what we're supposed to do, knowing what our purpose is in life, and then somewhere along the line, with adult responsibilities and life, and people telling us no, we can't, we shouldn't be able to, and so forth, and so on, that we forget that and we lose touch with that. We lose touch with that kid that knew what we were doing, knew what we wanted. So there we go. I got the weight on, and then now I'm gonna put the bobber in the hook. This lake out here, I went and checked it out yesterday when I was walking in the woods. It's not that deep. It's like actually fairly shallow, But I don't. I never been fishing here before, so I don't know what is the primary fish that bites out here. But I will find out. Hopefully later on, I'll be doing a live video showing me cooking fish. But whenever the boys get up, whenever we come back from fishing, then I'll probably throw breakfast on the grill. I've been eating like a king since I've been out here. We had filet mignon the first night on the grill, asparagus, lima beans, potato salad. You know, ate real nice. The second night, yesterday we had chili dogs and the rest of the potato salad and corn on the cob. I took the corn on the cob and kept it. I actually was gonna keep it in the husk, but I took it out the husk, wrapped it in foil, and put some butter on it. Man, that was so good. Now I gotta find some hooks. Probably time for me to restock up on my tackle box. Every time I go fishing, normally when I have the girls with me, then they don't respect my tackle. Respect my tackle. And, put stuff back where you found it. I got a buddy of mine, and I've known him since he's been a little kid. But I remember when he was a little kid, he'd come down. He's a grown man now. He's in his 30s now. But I've known him, like I say, since he was a little kid. But he'd come down to my house, and he'd go through my tackle box or my tools and lose crap, consistently, not put my tools back. and things like that. And now he's an adult. He actually is a mechanic. So, you know, his tools are very important. One of the things I like to do just for the hell of it is take his tools out and then don't put them back in the, don't put them back and then watch him freak out and talk crap about it. Like, man, you always leave people tools out, blah, 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 blah. And then I just be laughing on the inside because I actually did it on purpose because basically give him a taste of what I had to deal with him, which, of course, you know, they don't. Of course, he can't remember at this point. But, you know, people, one thing I notice about people, boy, they'll tear up your stuff. Not talking about him in particular, but just speaking on it in general. People will tear up your stuff, boy, but Lord forbid, they won't let you tear up their stuff. I tell my kids all the time, if you let your friends treat your stuff like crap, guess what they're gonna do? That's exactly what they're gonna do. They ain't gonna treat it no better than what you allow them to. And that goes for you as a person. Even at work, people always be scared to get fired and all of that stuff. But one thing I learned at a job, if you start a precedence letting your coworkers talk crazy to you, let your manager talk crazy and disrespectful to you, let customers talk crazy and disrespectful to you, then guess what? That trend will continue. All you got to do is curse somebody out one time. Well, you ain't got to curse them out, but you got to check them and let them know one time that you ain't the one. I guarantee you they'll go pick on weaker prey. And even if they can fire you, even if they got the authority over you, they're gonna want it. They're not gonna want that route. They're gonna want easier prey. Even like in school, growing up, even if you couldn't beat somebody, if they knew they really was gonna have to fight you when they picked on you, and they might could best you in a fight, but if they knew that they really was gonna have to fight you, if they mess with you, then they wasn't gonna pick on you. They was gonna go to easier prey. And that's just how it works in life and in the world when dealing with others. You know, they think, you know, it's just like police officers. And I'm just using police officers as an extreme example. They're not gonna want to harass and pick on the guy that they think that they're actually gonna have to fight with this guy. You know, if they're just you know, if he's really committing a crime, that's one thing. But I'm talking about if they're just rousting somebody. They're not gonna rouse somebody that they think is gonna really, really escalate that situation. They're gonna move on because they're not trying to go there. And so that's just an extreme example, but it applies across the board when dealing with people. You know, don't take, you know, if they know that bringing crap your way is going to turn to a issue, they'd rather not deal with it. And that's one of the things about me that's always so funny, because I'm a real nice, easygoing, laid-back guy. And people who don't know me well, they see how nice and laid back and easygoing that I am. And they always want to see what your anger is like, or they want to test you, or they want to push your buttons and see how you respond under anger. And, you know, they do that. And then when you trip and act crazy on them, they act like you the crazy one. Or act like, you know, you did something to them, even though they took you there. But even then, I don't let people control my I don't let people control me, so I don't allow my buttons to be pushed that easily anymore. My last manager that I had just a little while ago, we had got a new CFO, and he was over our department. For some reason, he decided, you know, from day one when he started working there, that he didn't like me. And so he was already coming up with a plan to try to get rid of me. And my manager, who, you know, I've been working for this guy for like 3.5 years, you know, I done right by him and, you know, liked him a lot up to that point. he started trying to, I guess the manager, I guess the new CFO told him, that he needed to get me out the door, because, and then the new CFO, he came in and he actually got rid of my manager's manager, who had been there for years and was like a go-to guy. So I know that scared my manager or whatever. I know that really had him on edge about his job or whatever. So he was making up stuff to write me up about, and trying to build the paperwork on me, basically, build a paper trail on me. So he was writing me up for nonsense, for just stupid stuff. And then instead of getting angry with him the last time, because I knew he had already had his little comebacks ready, what he thought I was gonna say and how he thought I was gonna come back and all of this stuff. And I didn't give him the reaction that I knew he was expecting. I just said, look, I'm not getting ready to play your little stupid games. Just give me your little piece of paper so I could sign it. And I could tell he had already had a whole little back and forth planned in his head of what I was going to say, how he was going to respond. And when he realized I wasn't playing his game, I kept seeing him trying to open up the conversation so he could get in, all what he had rehearsed. But what was funny, once he realized the writing was on the wall with the new CFO as well, so he ended up finding him another position with another company. And once he found another position at another company, then all of a sudden he's acting like he's my buddy again. And he's like, oh, man, I'm going to do you a solid, man. I don't know why. And then he comes and tells me, hey, the new CFO, I don't know why, but he doesn't like you for some reason. He wants me to build a paper trail on you, blah, 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 blah. And, so forth and so on. And, but now since I'm leaving, I'm going to go ahead. I ain't doing this dirty work. But he was trying to say it like he was doing it out of some morality clause. Rich, if he wouldn't have found that other job, he'd have continued to screw me over. So, I'm really not mad about it, because that gave me the motivation that I needed to go ahead and start the company. And I won't say that I needed, I already was motivated, but it really showed me, it really opened my eyes that you can work for a company, you can work for a manager, and you can do everything that you're supposed to do there. And it's not yours. And so since it's not yours, something like that can happen. You can get a new CFO come in and decide that they don't like you, and nothing you did in the past, even matters. None of that work you did, none of that staying late, none of that extra you did to pull the company out the fire, none of that matters to him. He has no loyalty, him or her. They have no loyalty to you. And, when it comes down to it, as far as they're concerned, it's just business. So with that being in mind, I realized that, I have an in-demand skill set, and that, I've been doing this for over 20 years. Why am I still working for someone? Why am I, even when I go to interviews, I'm sitting in the interviews, and I still like to interview because I still like to see what these companies are talking about, see what technology they're using, things like that. And, make sure I don't leave any good opportunities out there. But like I was saying, when you hear a lot of times that I'm in this interview and I'm listening to the interview, and they're not saying these exact words, but they're saying, well, we're looking for somebody to fit this, and this, and this. And all I'm hearing in my head is put up with crap, kiss this person's butt. Like, one of the things that always gets me is how are you with supporting executives? Which, to me, that's like a stupid question, because what's an executive besides another employee with a different position than yours? But you know how people are. People like to think that they're really more important based on a title or a job title or whatever, so forth and so on. So really what I hear when I deal with that is really what I hear in my mind is some of our people that are in positions of power are jerks, and how good are you at dealing with jerks or people that abuse their authority? That's really what I hear in that question. How do you feel about dealing with executives? What is an executive? They're just another employee. They have responsibilities. They have a job to do just like you. They guess what they do? They put their feet on one shoe at a time, just like you. One of the things about working at this last company that I was working for that really helped me out as far as confidence wise go, and is that I worked a lot with the CEO of the company. As far as when I say worked a lot, I did a lot of IT work for him and things of that nature as he needed, and so I got to know him fairly well, even fairly well enough to know that he smiles when he smiles, and he smile when he talks to you, but he's actually cutthroat when you're out his face, or actually talk about you, all of that good stuff. But he's still a pretty good guy. I don't got nothing bad to say about him. But one of the things I learned from working with him and for him was that these people with these CEO titles and all of that stuff, they're no smarter than you or I. He just has a different position. I'm not saying the guy's not a smart guy. The guy is a smart guy. He's obviously a smart guy. He's the CEO of the company I work for. But, from being in his presence on a regular basis, I realize he's no smarter than I am. He's, so, and as a matter of fact, to be honest, in many ways, I believe myself to be smarter than him. Just overall wit for wit. Now the way he did those math, I would sit and watch him do math in his head, and he would do those big numbers. He would calculate big numbers so quickly, so fast that when it comes to math, he's definitely smarter than me in math. There's no question in that. No question in my mind. And I'm pretty sure he's probably better at me when it comes to big business, obviously, because he's a CEO. But from working with him, I realized, these people aren't no geniuses. They're just working guys like us with working guys and gals like us with different positions. So I thank him for the opportunity to really give me a chance to get to know him and actually allow me to see him in his element working, actually doing business and handling people. And one thing I realized too about working with the CEO of the company, working for the CEO of the company, is I realized that he actually had the harder job. That his job was actually harder and more demanding than mine, and that he actually dealt with more crap than I was. So in reality, he was the low man on the totem pole, because not only did he have to worry about, all I had to worry about was making sure I got a check. He had to make sure everybody in the company got a check. So, you think the grass is greener in management, but that's not always the case. Anyways, I got one poll ready. I got to get the other 3 done. So this is the 3rd one I got. This is mine right here. Mine's ready to go. So I'm going to use that one. And my battery about to die. I'm going to go ahead and plug the phone up. Plug my computer back in, let it get charged. And hopefully next time I talk to y'all,